really proud of a personal process I've been handling. Yeah. I set myself a journey of learning and understanding who I was, what I wanted from life. Been working on that for almost 15 years so far.
Why is it important for us to be like lifelong learners?
Because I don't know any other way of life.
Doesn't it make some people like stop learning when they turn 18 or 21?
Yeah, I think it's the other day I was having this argument, which is this is what I think. Life changes every moment, every second, every minute. If you are not able to adapt to change, you're gonna be lost. But it's a way of living. I found out so far that there's some people that loves. Actually, 10% of people read. Only 10%.
Actually, I'm surprised it's that high. I'll be honest with you.
Regularly.
Yeah.
10%. Of that 10%, 1% is a creator of content. 9% of that 10% is a collaborator in the creation of content. And the other 90% is how do you call it in English? It's somebody that just take advantage of all the knowledge some other people. I am a great believer if you want something different, you gotta go and change it. And in order to do that, you gotta be able to adapt, learn, and bring something to the table.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know other way because I'm excited every time I learn something new. I'm the kind of person that learns something and I'm usually thinking how am I gonna share it. I learned this new technique. I learned I with one of my sisters we talk all the time. I found this podcast and she was saying something really really important because she was saying that if you want to do something, what do you think? No, yeah. And Jose, which is one of my sisters, she's like, yeah, but Kika, you gotta see it from this other perspective because if you do this, that's amazing. And you know what? And we go like this hours. So I would answer to that question. If you are surrounded by people like that, you're gonna enjoy it so much. But I've learned how to transit in between these two worlds, where I go with my friends from high school, which I love. They're my best supporting group on everything. But I can talk a bit about the things I'm learning. Kind of after that, the Kika, what are you learning now? And I'm like, okay, just this. No, when I started I'll put you an example. AI. I hated it. I hated it so much. Everybody talking about AI a couple of years ago. And it's when you hate something but you have to learn it. I hated it because it's the way I see it. I love contact with people. I love like exchanging ideas and stuff like that. And I tend to push in another sense or the different way. So I was like very reluctant to that. But I knew I had to learn. So, of course, something bad happened in the company and I had to go deep dive. And I learned how to use GPT. And I was obsessed. Well, usually when I learn something, I go, and I started learning a bit more. And I started learning a bit more and a bit more and a bit more. And I got obsessed. And the more I learned, the more I deep dive, the more I learn, the more I know how to treat it, how to work with it. So I came the other way. You know what? I'm learning this. No, you don't understand. This is amazing. This can do this, this, and this. But you gotta teach it. You gotta learn it. You gotta teach it like it made me a better boss. Because I have to be because you eliminate friction, emotions, and you have to be very straightforward in what you ask in order to get a better answer. You know what? This is what I learned. And I was like, AI, you gotta use this tool to make your life easier. And I started like evangelizing. It took me like a year. After a year, and every time I was like, no, you know what, GPT, I did this and Kika, you and your GPT, you and your GPT, you and your GPT. It took one of them you know what? I saw this in GPT, and I was like, I've been telling you. And they were like, can you teach us how to use GPT? And I was teaching them a lesson. Yeah. So this is the basics, and those are kind of the things that happen.
So what do you want to learn next?
What I want to learn next now. One of the things I'm realizing is that skills, knowledge, it's going to be the difference in the future. The more skilled you are, the better you can take advantage of the things that are going to change. So I'm learning now how to talk better, how to be more precise, and how to have a better leadership.
Okay. And so you have a LinkedIn newsletter. What's the purpose of your newsletter?
To share knowledge, to share experience. I've learned that one of the things I love, but I really love, is networking. But networking, not just taking to the events and have a drink. No, I hate that. I love connecting people. Like if you need something back home, I'm gonna connect you with somebody that's in your field, that it's gonna give you some knowledge, and that you're gonna exchange ideas and you're gonna make something better. I love that. So I love connecting people all the time, and I've realized that since I love traveling, I've been mixing these two passions of mine, business and travel. And I attend a lot of events worldwide. I go to this e-commerce forum in Brazil that it's the biggest in Latin America. I came here to a Shopify event. So I translate all I see, I live and I learn, and I share it with the world.
What's been your favorite travel destination so far?
My favorite, I don't know, I'm coming to Hawaii. But so far I love the US. I like it very much. I think it's very interesting to see the culture, which is so different. I love living neighborhoods, like living the way. I'm now at a house of some people on the underground, like I don't know how you call the basement, like
basement. Yeah.
Basically, I'm in the basement, and I'll go running. I see all the persons in school. I got to share with startups. I was at an event the other day. I love doing that. If it's in the States, amazing. If it's in Mexico, amazing. Brazil.
What's a place you haven't been to yet that you want to go to? Africa. Okay.
I would love to go. There's my bucket list is Africa. It's Middle East, which I haven't been. Especially, I want to go into. I know it's a quite complex subject, but I would love to go to Israel, Palestine, that place. I was raised in a Catholic school, so I'm really intrigued with that. And I want to go to Australia, New Zealand. Those are the places those are the continents I don't know yet.
Okay. What advice do you for someone like hasn't traveled yet, but they want to start traveling?
Wherever your money take you, go.
Go, yeah.
Go. What's the worst that can happen? You're gonna enjoy it.
So, is business done differently in different countries, or is business basically business no matter where you go to?
God, interesting question. I would say that business is business. Wherever you go, the only big difference is the way that people take a decision. For example, if you go and make business with people in Mexico, Mexicans are gonna take a long time to say no. Colombians are gonna take a long time, but they're gonna say no. They don't. In Latin America, besides Chile, all the other countries are not so straightforward. They are more relationships based, and here in the U.S., either you like it or you don't, which is kind of similar to Chile. But I would say that the motivations and what moves people, basically the same.
So what kind of misconceptions do you think people outside of Chile have about doing business in Chile or entrepreneurship in Chile?
I was talking about this morning, and I would say that Chile is an amazing, but it's a really tough market. It's very competitive. We are a 17 million country, 17 million people country. That would be 2 states of the U.S. And that's a population that we have. So we're very high end. It's very competitive. So whatever you want to bring into the market, you gotta really test it like really good, because it's used and has been used as a test market like forever. I remember when I was working for Nestle, we usually try a lot of worldwide initiatives in Chile. If it succeeds, it was going to succeed all around the world. And would say it's an amazing market to test. It's an amazing market to try different things. A/B testing, it's wonderful. And if you want to succeed, if you do it in Chile, you can do it anywhere.
So how is the tech startup scene in Chile? Is it pretty advanced?
Yeah. No, we have a lot. There's these two poles. This everything happens in Santiago. Half of the businesses are.
That's the capital, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I would say it's 50% concentrated. All the business is done in Santiago, and there's two other poles, which is the north, all the mining business. We're very strong in mining, and you have Concepcion, which is a small city down south at the beginning, where it's high tech, very very big, and it's evolving so much, and it's so interesting because it's highly tech, highly biotech. It's pretty much like this, but I would say that here in Seattle you have the Washington University, and there's a lot of technology being developed around that. In Concepcion happens the same. There's a lot of universities, and they're making a lot of technology towards the city and stuff like that.
So Chile's like pretty much like a long slender country, right?
Yeah.
Like
you can have 4 seasons in one country.
Yeah. So how does like that affect the culture there, the business there?
It's totally different.
Okay, I'm guessing people down south do stuff differently from people way up north.
Yeah, I would say that everything happens in Santiago, which I hate, but it is what it is. And all the other regions, we call them regions, they have access. They're very local, but they have access, and you're used to buying things from Santiago. It's very common that from Santiago you can go up north, south, and you provide all the other regions. It's more usually common to see companies in Santiago provide the others than other regions providing to Santiago.
Does Chile pretty much have like good relations with its neighboring countries?
Yeah.
For the most part?
Yeah.
Okay.
It does, but I would say that we were used to do more things, but I would say that our neighbors, and it's been a tough situation back in Latin America, because Argentina has been broken for the last 20 years, which is, it depends on the year how much you go to Argentina or not, how convenient it is. Peru is very undeveloped. Then you have Bolivia, which also very undeveloped. I would say that Chile usually trades with Colombia or Mexico mainly, and Brazil some, because Brazilians are very local. They only do business with Brazilians,